also use an olive oil. Topic that we got a request for. I think it's always surprising. Thanks for the great questions, you guys. Thank you, Sandy. Looks good, doesn't it? I want to hear from you guys. This is the show for you. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so good. So many wonderful people on tonight. Thank you guys for being here. Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome to another episode of Cook With Me TV. I am your host and registered dietitian, Ashley Thomas, and tonight we're cooking up some amazingly delicious spicy black bean burrito bowls. You don't need a tortilla wrap for this one. We're just going to throw all the delicious innards of a burrito into a bowl, and it's going to be awesome and on your table in under 30 minutes. So if you are cooking with me tonight, hopefully you've already gotten out all of the ingredients that you need. Real quick, for those just tuning in, these are the ingredients that we're using tonight. Pretty simple. Whole foods. We've got some zucchini, onion, bell pepper, garlic, as of course, scallions, avocado, and then lots of toppings like scallion and sour cream. So what we're going to do first, let's go ahead and get our pot on the stove. We're going to go over here and get your water in, and you're going to follow the instructions on the pack of your quinoa. So just to give you a little view of what I've got tonight, I've got this bulgur and quinoa mix. And like I said earlier, you can use any kind of grain that you have on hand. So go ahead and turn that pot on high because we want to get this water boiling. And you're going to go ahead and throw in your quinoa. Everybody is probably using a different product at this point. So just look on your bag and read the instructions. Usually it's like 3/4 of a cup of water to a 1/4 cup of grain. But again, just read your package and put all of your ingredients in the pot accordingly. So I'm going to go ahead and dump all of my grains in here. I am going to add a pinch of salt in here as well, just to help season the grains. Another way to season your grain and make it a little bit more flavorful is to cook your grain in chicken stock or veggie stock. It's a great way to add some extra flavor. Now we are going to be adding our black beans, chipotle pepper, and spices into this mix once we get the quinoa cooking a little bit more. So go ahead and put a lid on it, and this is going to help trap that heat and bring it up to a boil a little bit faster. Anything that saves us time in the kitchen, right? Okay, so let's come on back over to the cutting board, and what we'll do now is get our veggies chopped up and ready to go. For those of you who are on and watching or cooking with me, give me a hi, a hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I see we have Gina on. Hey Gina, good to see you. Thanks for joining. And I see we have a few other people on both our Peoria Life and our Cook With Me TV channel. So, but I can't see who's on. So give me a wave, a hello. Let me know who you are watching. Okay, like I said, now what we're going to do is move on to our vegetables. So let's go ahead and get our onion, zucchini, and bell pepper. We're going to go ahead and chop these up, or slice them rather. This is a pretty large onion, so I'm just going to use half of this. And what I'm going to do is cut off that root end there, flip it on that flat side, and cut it right down the middle. This helps to leave one side of the onion intact. Now we can go ahead and peel off that onion skin, and we're just going to slice this onion into strips because these vegetables are going to act as pretty prominent ingredients in the side dish of this bowl. So we really want to have a nice bite of onion and zucchini and bell pepper. So I'm going to slice them about 1/2 inch thick. Just like that. I'll go ahead and discard the other root end of that onion. And we'll move these guys over on the cutting board and get that bell pepper out. I'm going to give this guy a quick little rinse because it looks a little dusty. Always a good idea to rinse your veggies. You never know who's been touching them at the grocery store. Probably not the most appetizing thing to say, but it's the truth. Just give them a rinse. Okay, so to cut my bell pepper into strips, you see I cut off this top bit here. I'm going to flip it around and cut off the bottom too, right like that. And then turn it flat on its side here and then just make one cut down. And if you flip it over, now what we can do is slip our knife in and just cut around the core of this pepper. And we easily remove the pepper and the seeds from the inside, and you don't have the seeds flying everywhere on your cutting board. Fun trick. And then just go ahead and come through and slice your pepper into strips. So who is cooking with me tonight? I think we might have a couple of people cooking. Let me know. Let me know how it's going. Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? And of course you can use any vegetables with this. It doesn't have to be the pepper, the onion, and the zucchini. It can be broccoli and carrots. It could be cauliflower. You don't even have to do cooked vegetables. You could serve some like fresh spinach on the side instead. Hi, Andrea. She said she's been doing it wrong. What, the pepper? There's lots of different ways to cut the pepper. Don't feel like that's the only way. But the seeds do get a little crazy, don't they? Get a little crazy. Okay, and so now I'm just slicing the rest of this pepper here. It's so satisfying to chop things. Does anybody else feel the same way? Mushrooms are my favorite thing to chop. It's just, there's like this little bit of resistance when you cut the mushroom and then it slides right through. It's very satisfying. Do you guys have a favorite vegetable or something that you just really love to cut? Let's keep it to food, please. Andrea is saying, yes, the pepper. I know. So I didn't actually know how to cook it that way until my friend Lindsay, who also is a dietitian that cooks on the show, cut her pepper that way. And I was like, ah, enlightenment. Okay, before we get this zucchini chopped, let's go ahead and turn the heat on our saute pan over here. And also, this is great timing. We can check what's going on with this quinoa because, yeah, that's boiling. Okay, so let's turn this pan on here. Do about a medium heat. We'll give it a little drizzle of olive oil because we're going to start sauteing these vegetables. Wonderful. Olive oil is a heart-healthy oil. We do need some fat in our meals. It helps us absorb certain nutrients. Okay, we're going to give this quinoa a stir. And after we get our veggies in this pan, then we can let them saute, and then we'll come back and tend to the quinoa, and we'll add a few more things into the quinoa. But first, the zucchini. Oh, Andrea says that she likes to chop cucumbers. Oh yeah, that seems like a good one. Gina, she likes to chop celery. Oh yeah, that's another good one. Very high water content in both of those vegetables. Very crisp. I like it. Okay, zucchini. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the root end there. And then I'm just going to slice this in half lengthwise. And then we'll cut it or slice it into half moon shapes. Oh, there's Kiki. And, oh, I don't know if you saw it, but this was George, my father-in-law. He's a funny guy, that one. All right, and then we're also going to chop some garlic real quick. Garlic is going to add another layer of flavor to these vegetables. I will say though, a basic olive oil, salt, and pepper saute on a vegetable is wonderful. It really helps you taste the true flavor of vegetables. And I know it might sound plain and boring, but give it a try. Really enhances, or it really helps you appreciate the natural flavor of vegetables a little bit more. Okay, and then lastly, we've got the garlic here. Oh, hold on, I'm kind of boiling over. I'm going to turn my quinoa down a little bit. I've been known to boil a pot of rice or two. Nobody's perfect. You're going to make mistakes in the kitchen. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. And that's okay. You just have to experiment. And over time, you learn what works, what doesn't. And that's how you become a better cook. Okay, back to the garlic. So what I like to do with my garlic is lay the flat side of my knife down, apply a little pressure, kind of squish that garlic clove, and then the peel just pops right off. So that's just an easy way to get that off. I've got, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cloves of garlic. We love garlic in this house. And like I said, it adds lots of flavor. It's got prebiotics in it, which is great for your gut health. Helps to keep you regular in the bathroom, helps to keep inflammation down, helps to lower your cholesterol. Fiber is your friend. Give it a quick little slice here, and then we're gonna get these veggies into our pan. So let's go ahead and do that. If you are cooking with me, hopefully your oil is heated up a bit right now. First thing we're gonna throw in is this onion. Oh yeah, you can hear that. Kind of break it up in here. We're gonna saute the onion for just a minute before we throw in the other vegetables. A minute or two. We like to give it a head start. Start to break down the fibers in the onion, develop a little flavor. Oh yeah. We'll season this with a little bit of salt. Like I said, helps to bring out the natural flavor. Ooh, yeah. Okay, while these are cooking, we're gonna get our chipotle pepper and black beans in with this quinoa. So, real quick, go ahead and get your black beans out. Get your can opener out and open that can up. And we're actually going to just dump off some of the liquid in these beans. We're not going to, like we usually do, drain and rinse, because we do want to keep some of the wonderful juices that are in with the black beans. So what I'm going to do is just hold it over the sink and put your finger on the top of the lid so that the beans don't fall out, of course. And just drain off some of that liquid. And then go ahead and dump your beans into your quinoa. We're going to let that cook with the rest of the quinoa, along with that wonderful chipotle pepper. So, did anybody buy a can of chipotle peppers for tonight? Because I have a tip. You're not going to use the whole can tonight. There's usually like 6 to 8 whole peppers in that can. They're really, really spicy. We're only going to use 1 pepper, so go ahead and get 1 pepper out of that can and chop it up and throw it into your quinoa. With the rest of them, you can put them into a plastic bag like this and throw them in your freezer, so then the next time that you want a chipotle pepper, you have it. This way you don't have that can of open chipotle peppers sitting in your refrigerator for like weeks without using the chipotle. It's got to go bad. So, as you can see, we've only used 1 chipotle pepper from the can last time. Okay, so I'm going to fish out 1 pepper here. These are awesome too because they provide a nice smoky flavor. It just goes really well with the black beans. There's 1, and I might squeeze in a little bit of this juice in there too, just for a little extra flavor. Give this a quick chop. We'll throw this in the pot here. Give my hands a quick rinse. And let's come back to the stove. Oh yeah, so you can see we've got a little bit of browning on the onions here. It's gonna be nice. And we can go ahead and throw our zucchini and our pepper right into that pan, along with the garlic. Oh, it smells so good. Give it a stir. Sprinkle just a little bit more salt on top. And then also grind some pepper on top as well. Whew. Has anybody ever used the chipotle peppers in cooking before? I'm curious to know what your experience is with that. I remember the first time I used them, I just thought they were smoky, and I think I put like 3 peppers in. It was so spicy I couldn't eat any of it. Okay, go ahead and give this quinoa a mix here. Oh my goodness, this looks so good. Okay, and then into your quinoa, we're gonna go ahead and add a dash of cumin and coriander. So these are gonna be the spices that I'm using tonight. They are some nice warming spices, which go really, really nicely in burritos. A lot of times chicken is cooked in cumin and coriander for chicken burritos. So that's kind of what we're mimicking here. But as you can see, this is vegetarian. We do not lack protein though. The black beans and the quinoa are a great source of protein here. Oh, this smells so good. It's nice plant-based protein, if you will. And if you feel like you want more black beans in this, you can always add a second can. And honestly, now that I'm looking at this, I think I'm gonna do that. That's the beauty of cooking. If something doesn't look right, add a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Get it to where you want it. Oh, hey Josh, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Just have a bunch of salt on my hands. I just put salt on my face. Gina is saying, no peppers for me. I don't do spicy. Totally fine. Leave them out. Don't need the spice. Oh, hey Evan and Casey. Thanks guys for joining. We're doing spicy black bean burrito bowls. And it smells wonderful in here, as Colleen has said. Okay, so those things are cooking. What was I just doing? So I was saying that I wanted to put in another can of black beans, which I'm going to do. You don't have to do this, or you can if you want to. I'm going to drain off this excess liquid here, just a little bit. And then we're going to throw this right back into the quinoa. And it looks like this quinoa is just about cooked, so I'm just going to let this heat up until those black beans are all cooked through. So I'm going to put my pot on low right now. So I don't want to burn the quinoa. Ooh, this looks so good. These veggies just need a few more minutes to kind of cook down. And so while these two things are finishing, we can go and move on to the toppings that we want for our burrito bowl, because when it comes to burritos and many other foods, it's all about the toppings, right? All about the toppings. So for toppings, we've got scallion, as usual, sour cream or plain yogurt, whatever you're using, and some avocado. Delicious. Oh, and cilantro. Cilantro, naturally. So sour cream, I feel like sour cream gets a bad reputation for being unhealthy. Actually, sour cream is very healthy. It is a cultured product. So think of sour cream, it's similar to yogurt. It's not going to have as many probiotics as yogurt is, but it is still a cultured fermented product. So it is going to have some of that beneficial bacteria in there for you. So don't think that sour cream is not very healthy for you. If you prefer the taste of yogurt, plain yogurt, absolutely use plain yogurt. But we've got some sour cream here for tonight. Okay, so I'm just going to chop up my onions, my scallion. For those of you who are cooking with me tonight, what did you choose for your toppings? Are you doing the same thing I'm doing? Is there something that you really enjoy eating on your burrito or topping your burrito with, like hot sauce or, I don't know, something else? Let me know. So I'm just giving these a quick slice through. Like I said, we're just going to top our bowls with this. Some added color, added freshness, flavor, and a little bit of nutrition to go along with it. You hear us talk a lot about eating for color. The more colors you can get on your plate, the healthier. We know that the pigments found in plant foods that are responsible for giving that food its color are actually the pigments that are responsible for providing nutrition or health benefits in our body, especially when it comes to antioxidants, which are disease-fighting phytonutrients. All fun stuff. All good stuff. Avocado. We're just going to cut this guy open. Kind of just slice in through the middle until you feel the pit hit your knife. Rock the avocado around that blade until you meet it where you first inserted your knife. Give it a little twist. I have a feeling this is going to be a really beautiful avocado. And I'm right. It's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah, cool. Okay, to get your pit out, you just smack your knife. Just kidding. Don't do it like that. Hold your avocado tightly and gently smack your knife into the middle of that pit. Turn, and it pulls out. Easy. And then we'll just give this a few slices down the center here. And then go the other way. And we'll use a spoon to scoop out these wonderful slices. I'm going to cut off some of the cilantro here, give it a quick chop. And there we go. We've got our toppings for right now. So all we have to do is build our bowl. So let's go over to the stove. Hey, Colin. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Hope you're doing well. We've got some spicy black bean burritos on the make. Okay, I'm turning off my quinoa. This looks done. Oh yeah. Oh, this looks so good. I'm so excited for this. Our veggies. Oh yeah, we've got some nice caramelization on the onions and the zucchini. I'm going to turn these off. I will say, I really do like to saute vegetables at a pretty high heat so that I can get this to happen. Caramelization, you're basically, I don't want to say burning, but you are cooking the sugars in the food at a high heat, and so they caramelize and add a layer of sweetness to your vegetables. And you're not adding any sugar to it, you're just caramelizing the naturally occurring sugars in that food. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and build our bowl here. This is like the worst spoon to use for this right now. I don't know why I chose to use that spoon. Okay. Quinoa and black beans. Oh, you know what? I totally left cheese out of the mix. You could absolutely top this with cheese if you wanted to. Veggies. So like we say, we're trying to balance our plate. Half our plate veggies, load it up with veggies. And then the other half, you've got a mix of wholesome carbohydrate and protein, which we've got in the quinoa black bean mixture. So really balanced here. And then the fun part, right? Topping everything. A little bit of scallion, a little bit of cilantro. We're going to scoop out some avocado. Y'all could do hot sauce. I mean, look at this. This is beautiful. And then, of course, a little bit of sour cream. Yum. I mean, what's not to love about that? Oh, it's steaming hot. Steaming hot. Can you see the steam? Can you see it? Can you see it? Hey, Bob. Thanks for joining. Good to see you. We just finished our spicy black bean burrito bowls. I've got avocado all over my hands right now. Quinoa and black bean mixture. We threw some chipotle peppers in there for some smokiness and heat. We sauteed some onions, peppers, and zucchini. We topped it with some cilantro, avocado, sour cream, and scallion. And you could add cheese to this. You could make it yours. So this was a very easy meal to throw together. You can see we did it in under 30 minutes. It's healthy. It's delicious. It's fun to get in the kitchen and cook. You should totally come cook with me next Wednesday. So give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Please share it with others who are trying to cook healthy. We can absolutely help with that. We'd love to cook with you. Bring us into your kitchen. We'll have fun. Thanks y'all again for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.